This EFL Cup semi-final picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states and you get $20 free with the promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Monday, January the 12th. We are here to have a look back at a busy old weekend, fun weekend of FA Cup action before we turn our attentions to the biggest trophy in world football, the holders of which Newcastle United will play this week. EFL Cup semi-finals Tuesday and Wednesday. I've got a little bit of AFCON. I've got some Serie A as well, pass up out of control. Joining us from Nottinghamshire, a man who is going to contribute precisely nothing to this show, is Mr. Barry Penaluna. Hello, Baz. How are you?
I'll contribute two EFL semi-final picks, which are the two games that anyone has any interest in. Nobody's interested in any of your AFCON waffle.
Whoa. Hang on a minute. Barry, we just spent last week's show saying all the people of fucking Luanda are crowding round their transistor radios. I've got a bit Harry Redknapp there. No, yeah, Ron Atkinson won it. I don't want to go with Ron Atkinson, yeah.
The African nation.
But listen, I can't traverse the back alleys of Nairobi without getting mobbed, as you well know. So I'll have less of your dissension on that. How are you, Barry? Did you enjoy anything this weekend? You went for a walk, didn't you?
I went for a hike.
Yeah, that's what I said. You went for a walk.
Yeah, I did go for a walk, actually. I just done a little 6 miler, just not far down the road, out in the countryside, up a few hills, through a few fields, along the canal. Got muddy feet. And yeah, I've done a lot of walking. There was no football on. I think I mentioned last week. I had everything was cancelled, wasn't it? Football, like kids' football.
Oh, right.
And then it was FA Cup weekend, so I wasn't that bothered about most of what went on this weekend, to be honest. So yeah, I went out on Saturday with a walk that intended to get me home for 3 o'clock for the Newcastle game, so I pretty much missed everything else. I mentioned last week, 10,000 steps a day in January is the goal. And Saturday and Sunday, I got 20,000 steps. It's good, isn't it?
Can you bank them? Can you offset them?
No, I've still got to commit. I'm still committing to 10 every day. So I'm not. Although my average is now up to about 13,000, I've still got to do 10. I didn't fancy it today because my legs were killing after doing 40,000 over the last 2 days. But I've chalked in another 13, so it's all going well.
I feel like I've been on some sort of sponsored football watch because Bob had football on Friday night. So I got home about 9 o'clock, got home half-time, Wrexham Forest. And since then, I never left my arse. And by the time I was getting up in the morning, you know me, Baz, up with the Larks, 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. It was pretty much FA Cup time immediately, like Derby Leeds kicked off at 12 o'clock. So I've sat there, and there's just been... And I felt obliged. I'd watched so much, it then became a bit of a challenge. I was like, right, come on. Have you got another one in you? Have you got a 5 o'clock game? Have you got Charlton-Chelsea? Then all the way through to Sunday night. So I've watched an absolute ton without moving. I beat a 5-a-side tonight for the first time in ages. Didn't go most of December because I was working and stuff. And the weather's been horrible, so it's been cancelled. But I've gone back tonight for the first time, and my legs feel like someone else's legs right now. I feel like I've come home I've picked up the wrong legs. I don't know whose they are, but they're not fucking mine. I made a world-class save, Barry, to win the game with the last kick using both testicles and the entire length of my penis. I'm like, sometimes you get one in the balls, but I managed to hit everything. Nah, shut up, Baz. Like, it knacks. And sitting here now, It's almost harking back to the good old days of the giant weeping wound, which dripped into that bucket for the majority of January 2023. People like to hark back to that. But it was a great weekend, wasn't it? Really, the chat is absolutely off its lips, by the way. Like, by the time you consent to turn up late, the chat's already got off the rails. Like,
Yeah, but
Callum
that's
and
what
Lee.
I do, Malcolm. I turn up late just to get everybody going. Get them
Yes,
them up.
Barry.
Honestly, if we just
Rile
turned
them
up,
up.
just turned up raw, they'd be all quiet and timid.
Yeah.
And
Callum and Lee have probably been recording the spin-off show, haven't they, early on? So they're still here waiting. Squad number 7 and 9 were in first. Fefwef here. Fefwef claims Sunderland are flying in the bottom half of the Premier League. I mean, fucking hell, if our standards gone that low, Fefwef. Bob D, we're here to accompany Bob on his ride home from work, which Bob enjoys. Michael Roberts is here. Francis has changed his avatar to the Emirates FA Cup, and I don't know why he's done that. Have I missed some kind of in-book?
I don't know. I mean, he's a Man United fan, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, Man United might get a mention later on. Not like Man United fans get a bit arsey. It's not our fault. Don't blame us, but we have to talk about it. Kid hell, it's hilarious. Joe Dollar, again, is on the wind-up. Joe, welcome along. How you doing? And I think that's everyone who's on a final warning. Francis is giving you a final warning, but I don't know what for. We're giving someone's got a final warning.
It's all going to be good. Michael Carrick's going to take over, isn't
he? Yeah, they're just allowed to consider old midfielders. Is that what's happening now? Is this 1987? Like, there are other people in the world, you know. If they got it,
they have got.
Is there anyone in there with a computer? Turn that on and have a look around. Maybe he's out of the catchment area, further than 3 miles in fucking any direction. Idiots. Anyway, I've got a suggestion for the tit list coming up, which very much might rankle with Frank in a minute. New year, new gear. SGPN merch store has a bunch of new items for the new year. Someone's wrote new 1, 2. Says 4 news in the first 2 sentences there. New year, new gear. The SGPN merch store has a bunch of new items for the new year. And right now, you can get 10% off everything. Promo code is 2026. Here's an item I like. Brackets, insert item. This hoodie's good. MLB Gambling Podcast. MLB starts again soon, Baz. Christ. I've just about got over last season, and it's nearly time for pitchers and catchers to report. And we've got the WBC, the World Baseball Classic, Baz, which is like the World Cup of baseball, where America get to beat up on the likes of UK and Brazil and people like that, and then lose in the final to Japan, which is what happens every time. Picks-wise, Baz, I was nothing short of magnificent. Can I just point that out? I gave out 6 picks. 5 of them hit. If we include Wrexham. Well, Wrexham we gave out sort of Wrexham to win, which cashed at 2-0 if you're using 365 or any of those sites. Live score as well, paid 2 up. I don't know who else. But also Wrexham to qualify, Wrexham double chance or whatever. Wrexham, for a little while, my 66-1 stake in Siltnack was in as well, which was Wrexham. Stoke we gave out to beat Coventry. 45-yard dipping volley in the 88th minute. And Derby were 1-0 up after 55 minutes. That went away. I should have subbed out Derby for Brighton in hindsight, but not too far away. My favourite pick, Baz, wasn't the biggest price one. I'd dare you to find another podcast globally that gave out a winning pick on MK Dons v Oxford United on Friday night. There's no one doing it. No one, Barry, has handicapped that game, picked the unders, and watched it cash for a 1-1 draw. So I enjoyed that one. Wrexham paid out. Chelsea on the handicap, 11-10, 1-5-1, getting the queue. Man City on the handicap, -3.5.
Sneaked
all right,
in.
just the 10 goals. And finished off by Brighton at 3-1. Now, I know this is mainly just funny. It was funny. It was objectively funny. It's funny when Danny Welbeck scores against them and not funny when he scores against us. because they're the only two teams he scores against every time. But can seriously anyone explain those prices to me? Why were Brighton 3-1? It's just absolutely baffling. And on that subject, actual grown-up people, like journalists, podcasters, I don't fucking whatever, but just general grown-up people, saying that Lacey shouldn't have been sent off because he's only 18. What are you talking about? The refs should apply some common sense. All right, yes. Yeah, all right, mate. I know you're only 18. Don't do that again. If in a couple of minutes you pop up at the back post, keep the ball alive and Man United equalise, depriving Brighton of the opportunity of winning the fucking world's most famous competition. Like, you can't. What are you talking about? Fucking hell. And what it does is completely offsets anyone who's trying to ask for consistency on a weekly fucking basis. I don't know these people, but it didn't seem just to be a normal knobhead. There was quite a groundswell of opinion that said because he's only 18, you shouldn't send him off.
It wasn't even just Man United fans. It was like general football pages on social media that were coming out with the same line about, give him some leniency. Bless him, he's only a young lad type of thing. Who cares? Like, he needs a fucking lesson because he's obviously picked up some bad habits in the youth team and maybe he got away with it. But
what if he'd scored or set up an equaliser after?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you on about?
I even saw people saying, when was the last time we ever saw anyone get sent off for dissent?
Every
time.
I
felt like saying, Jack Grealish 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we've just seen it. Like, they're talking as if it never happens. How many times have we seen it happen? Loads. Just grow up, silly boy.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy any of that. I did, Barry. Controversial. We'll get onto it now. Shea Lacey, tit list. And I'll tell you why. You can shake your head, but there's something that I just didn't get right. I understand what happened. It's not a problem. However, he then puts his apology on the socials.
I haven't seen that.
Right. You see? You haven't?
No.
So he puts his apology on the socials, which is fine. He says, sorry, shouldn't have done it. My bad. I learned from it, however. But underneath, with that little statement, he's included 3 photographs of him doing it and then getting sent off and then putting his shirt over his head. And I don't understand why the photographs are there. What we demonstrate, it's like reveling in the drama of it all. Yeah, do you know what I likened it to? I was driving about this afternoon, right? My mother and my sister, when I was a teenager, used to fight like fuck all the time. Just like all mothers and teenage daughters do. Not a problem. However, whenever my sister would cry, right? Like she wanted to go on the back of a Greek fella's moped or something like that. Like general, that sort of... Whenever she would cry, she would always look at herself in the mirror, right? And my mother would say, well, she enjoyed the drama of the fight so much that she would look at herself in the mirror while she was upset. And that was the vibe I got from him posting those 3 photos of him with his shirt over his head and going down the tunnel. Like, what's it achieving? We might not put it on the tit list. I mean, the chat's revolting about me putting this 18-year-old boy on the tit list. So we probably shouldn't do it, Baz. Is that fair enough?
Fair enough. It's a warning. He's getting a warning.
We never see him again. Yeah. That's what Man United fans saying. He's a future captain of our club because he showed a bit of passion. Did he know? Or did he just toy a football? I mean, there you go. What else? I mean, Macclesfield, unbelievable. Crystal Palace. How can Crystal Palace go and play like that? We've said for weeks there was something off with Crystal Palace. The manager wasn't interested. The players were a bit dodgy. But they did put out a relatively decent team. Gay, he was playing, and Tyreek Mitchell, Pino. They should have had enough. And just comparing that with how Exeter City, I had no sympathy for Exeter City. Exeter City annoyed me to death. That was a pathetic effort. And then there's people, this as well, the FA Cup, they should play them at home. The home team should be seated. No, Exeter City should have played properly, tried harder, and not been dog shit. The goalkeeper played like a toddler. Every goal, me and Bob were laughing at the goalie. It's like he won a competition. He didn't look like a goalie at all. His technique was fucking awful. They scored 2 own goals. The geezer at the end made no attempt to stop them scoring the 10th. Big number 17. Watch it back. I thought it was pathetic. Because you've seen 2 hours earlier how to go about it. Like, fucking Crystal Palace kick off against Macclesfield, hump the ball forward, and the big captain just absolutely flattens the centre-back after 5 seconds. And it was Richards, I think. Cuts his head open. Like, war, absolute mayhem, war. The same bloke who scored with a bandage dead 20 minutes in. And that's what they did for the entire game. If it moves, kick it. If it doesn't move, kick it till it does. That, compared to, like, Exeter wants some sympathy. I thought Exeter were pathetic. But yeah, Macclesfield was exciting, and they didn't get a very good draw tonight. Well, home to Brentford, you know what I mean? The team sitting 7th in the Premier League. I mean, I don't know what else you want, really. Cup draw was largely dog shit for Newcastle away at Aston Villa, which is a problem because we never, ever, 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 ever win away at Aston Villa. So we'll need something to go our way. So that was mildly disappointing, Baz. I feel like I talked a lot there. Have you got any thoughts on your picks? The rest of the
my picks on the face of it don't look great, but like you, I cashed Wrexham as a 3-1 winner when they go 2-0 up. So we'll claim that. The only other one for me was both teams to score in the QPR West Ham game. So yeah, a couple of losers in there. Only one goal away on Miaka. I had 4 games, both teams to score. The only team that didn't score was Coventry. So you had a bit of success with Stoke in that one, but I needed a Coventry goal to get me an 8-1 Aka in. So close, but no cigar on that one.
Lee said his Aka was let down by Man City to win to 0. That's unfortunate. 10-1. That fucking kid scored his first ever senior goal by thunder twatting it into the top corner from 25 yards.
What was the score at the time?
9-0.
And he went and
like
ran
9-0 in the 88th minute.
He went and ran and picked the ball up and carried it back to the spot as if they were going to go. I seem to get a bit stick for that. Someone had said, what is he doing, picking the ball up to carry it back to the halfway? And someone's like, what do you want him to do? Like, he can't celebrate because they're 9-0 down. Like, he probably just didn't have a clue what he was supposed to do at that point. Like, he was probably...
No, I didn't mind that at all. I mean, really, eye catchers. We went through the Brighton price was ridiculous. And there's nothing to say. Man United weren't eye catchers again because I watched it and they did what we expected them to do. So I'm loath to put them in. Everton, I wanted to mention, just because we talked last week about Barry and Beto being an absolute pony, and their penalties, fucking hell, were totally atrocious. The penalty Everton got was an awful refereeing decision. Been quite a lot of talk about VAR. And even then, obviously that would have been overturned and stuff. But we're sitting here now, the entire weekend's passed, no VAR. And like, normally on a Monday, we do 10 minutes of refereeing bollocks. And have you got a refereeing decision to bring up this week?
No, I mean, there was obviously a bit of a one tonight, wasn't there? But I'd just take it. I'd just take whatever comes.
Yeah.
Because I haven't watched anywhere near as much as you. But what I have watched, it's just been refreshing when a goal goes in to just know you can celebrate. Like, it happened in the Newcastle game. There was a couple where I thought, ooh, was he offside?
I thought Harvey Barnes is offside. I've only seen one replay of it, though. When he scores
and then instantly you think, that's your first instinct, is he offside? And then you're like, it doesn't matter. Flag's not up, doesn't matter. So, bring back Nova. Much better.
Completely agree. Because it's not changed anything, has it? Like, there's nothing this Monday any different to a Monday with VAR. Do you know what I mean? If there was some incorrect decisions, fair enough. But it's not any different. And it's just better without it. So I've enjoyed the League Cup games. That Fulham, when Lewis Miley scored, I knew I wasn't waiting for a suspect foul on the goalkeeper. I wasn't checking both linesmen or whatever, or checking the board to see the screen to see what was going on. So yeah, enjoyed it. I was absolutely delighted with my picks. One of the team I want to mention going forwards, purely, this is apropos of absolutely nothing. Couple of I did 2 commentaries at the weekend. I did Burnley, Lee, on Saturday. They won 5-1. There was nothing in that game at all. It was perfectly even the entire game, except Burnley showed a lot of quality in the final third, and Millwall didn't. And that was the difference. But yeah, 5-1, plenty goals. Ashley Barnes still doing his thing up front for Burnley, aged 35, scored 2 goals. But yesterday, I did Fiorentina against AC Milan. And Fiorentina with a team I wanted to talk about, because often we'll get on to teams who I think are going to be worth following for a spell of time. Fulham have been a good point lately. They won 5 of 7 or something at big prices. They're normally out with beat Chelsea at 9-4 last week. They're normally even money at least all right. So before yesterday, Fiorentina were third bottom, and they'd only won 3 games all season. But it's partly the recent data and partly what I watched yesterday. They'd won 2 out of the last 4, including a 5-0 home win against Cremonese. It looked like they turned it around again. Yesterday, they played AC Milan, who were 16 without defeat. AC Milan chasing down Inter at the top. And Fiorentina were just outstanding. You could tell why they've won 2 out of the last 4 games. They've got some good players. David Tahir is playing in goal. Perfectly competent. Moise Keane looked really good up front. Goodmanson, the Icelander, on the wing. They were very good. They led 1-0. They've given away the most points from winning positions in Serie A. It was 18 points before yesterday. It's now 20 because Christopher Nkunku equalised in the 91st minute for AC Milan. But Fiorentina were top class. Like I said, they've won 2 out of the last 5. They were unlucky yesterday not to win. They're going to spend some money in January as well. They've just got players back. They'll finish mid-table. I'm just looking on Sunday. They're away at Bologna, 13-5 plus 260. But I mean, it might not be on Sunday. But over the next few weeks, Fiorentina are a team that I think will absolutely be worth following. So that was just a little aside. One of the perks of me watching Weird Football. We got a new sponsor here. And it is Avo, which is spelled AVO. It's the best sports betting tool that helps you make a profit every time you decide to place bets. Bold claim. They do this by spotting arbitrage and plus EV opportunities for you faster than competitors. Keep you organised in one place. If you're new to arbitrage betting, you're finding opportunities in the market where you bet both sides and lock in a profit. The dashboard on there is really clean, so it's super easy to understand and use. And they also teach you how to use it with step-by-step video guides. Sign up, pick the sportsbook you use, and let Avo tell you how to bet and guarantee your profit. Check out the free Discord at Avo Official. That's AVO Official, and see the success that people are having for themselves. Get started now at avo.bet. The promo code is SGPN. Gives you $18 off. That's avo.bet, promo code SGPN for $18 off. And Kalshi, a real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. You can trade tons of markets in sports, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, tons of other markets too. New Kalshi customers get $20. Use the promo code SGPN. That's KALSHI, promo code SGPN. Right. EFL Cup semi-final is what we're doing. Semi-final first legs. Remember, these are 2-legged affairs. There's a game on Tuesday, a game on Wednesday. Both kick off at 8 p.m., 3 p.m. Eastern time. The first of which is Newcastle United against Manchester City. Newcastle are 11-5 plus 220. The draw 13-5 plus 260. Man City 15-13 plus 115. Trying to find a price to qualify, actually. Newcastle 7-4 to qualify plus 175. Man City 2-5 minus 250. First thing I did here, actually, was just look at the trends, these semi-final first legs over the last 10 years. I looked at bad. Because in my head, they felt like they were unders, and I was right. Maybe 9 years, because I've only got 18. So, yeah. 12-6, under 2.5 goals. So that's a strong trend, isn't it? Including both first legs this time last year. Right. Can anybody remember, can you remember, Barry, who did Manchester City play in the 2018-19 semi-final? I've got no recollection of this. I can give you the final score. The first leg, Manchester City won 9-0 in the first leg. 2018-19. I'll give the chat a couple of minutes to catch up. This was a really weird game, Baz, because both sides appeal. I could make a case for both sides. Like if you just someone a challenge, if this was debating club, and you said make me a case for Newcastle, you could do it. If you said make me a case against Newcastle, you could do it. And the same for and against Manchester City. Like it's absolutely wide open. Newcastle won 3 in a row, successful in the cup against Bournemouth, like 3 in a row in the league, sorry, and then successful at the weekend against Bournemouth. They've won 7-11 at home in the league, including a win against Manchester City on the 22nd of November. So there's your case for Newcastle. Why not? Do you know what I mean? But equally, the win at Burnley was not convincing at all. They've conceded 6 times this week against Leeds and Bournemouth and looked like they could have conceded a load more. So defensively, that has to be a concern against Manchester City, who just 3 days ago scored 10 times. But Man City, similar. If you want to ignore Exeter, 3 draws in a row. They haven't beaten Sunderland, Chelsea or Brighton. They've only scored 2 goals doing it. So the case to fade them is obvious. They've got Manchester United on deck on Saturday lunchtime too. The answer is not Watford. All the people who are writing Watford in the chat, that is a big So there's a pretty standard pattern though, Baz, and I'm almost certain you might have picked this as well. I think Frank is in the chat on the same train of thought here. Both teams are scoring over 2.5. It's hitting 6 of Newcastle's last 7 home games. You can have the 2-1 against Fulham in the last round of this competition. And the FA Cup at the weekend. So both teams scoring over 2.5. It's 4-5 at -125. Just like it's a fairly straightforward play. I looked for some value in a couple of other markets because we're only doing a couple of games tonight. City leading at half-time. City have been in front at half-time in 14 of the 21 Premier League games. And they're a big price here, 13-8 to lead at half-time. Fits with a trend. That's just a pure trend. Plus 162 for something that's hitting at a 66% clip is absolutely fine. And some player props. I looked at Harvey Barnes. Now, the only thing I'm not sure about is when Barnes will play, because I think he did all 120 minutes at the weekend. He played in that draining game against Leeds for fucking what seemed like 4 hours last Wednesday night. And Eddie Howe has quite liked using Jacob Murphy against Manchester City in the past. He tends to be able to hit on the break when we've been sitting a little bit. So if Barnes plays, no harm done if he doesn't. Shots on target, I thought was a nice price. So the over half is 4-6, -150. That's not going to get you rich. But over 1.5 is 100-30, plus 333. And over 2.5 is 14-1. So little shots on target ladder for Harvey Barnes should he play. And the other one that caught my eye was Malik Chow for Newcastle. Newcastle set pieces suddenly are really good. I don't know what's happened. We're doing the same as everybody else, piling everyone in at the back post and dropping the ball underneath the crossbar. And Malik Chow has got first contact on a ton of stuff lately. Scored a couple of goals. 4-1 to have over half a shot on target. I reckon it'll be a header more than likely. Goal mouth scramble type of thing. But I thought Malik 4-1 looked like a big price because I've seen him in and around the business end where he needs to be. So that was mine on that. The answer was Burton Albion. Who was first in with that? Lee, I reckon. Did you Google it, Lee? Cheater. So there you go. Who else is here? Harry is here. Chelsea. Danny Midler's here. James Maffia's joined us as well. So welcome, boys. Baz, Newcastle, Man City. Are you confident?
Not particularly. I think it's hard to be confident in Newcastle in any game at the moment, despite the fact they're winning games. They're not doing it particularly comfortably. I mean, we only just held on to our unbeaten home streak against Bournemouth the other day with a late equaliser. It was quite a rotated team, but still strong enough. But the performance, I thought it was just very similar to what we've seen over recent weeks. We're getting there in the end, but far from convincing in any aspect, really, Newcastle. So not hugely drawn towards Newcastle as a pick. Newcastle at home against the bigger teams this season hasn't delivered many wins. We mentioned it last time we come up against the City game. I think we said Liverpool beat us, Arsenal beat us, Barcelona beat us, draws against Chelsea, Spurs. And the only big scalp Newcastle have had at home this season was that Man City win. And that one really could have went either way. Newcastle have actually done all right in this fixture for a while now. They've only lost one of the last 5 at home to Man City. So there is plenty of pluses. As you say, I agree entirely. You can make a case either way for either team here. City haven't been at their best recently. 3 draws in a row in the league has seen them lose ground to Arsenal. And so, you've got the home form for Newcastle, the record versus City at home. City not at their best. That puts me off City on the other side of it. Particularly in a 2-legged tie where City don't necessarily need to come out and win here to take the tie. So yeah, didn't fancy either side. For me, same pick. I thought you were going to go the opposite way when you came out with those semi-final trends, but I just can't get away from goals. At Newcastle, it's St James's Park. There's generally goals. Newcastle's streak of scoring 2 goals in a game at St James's Park. It's now 13 games. They've scored 2 goals or more. They've only got 1 clean sheet in the last 8. Newcastle don't keep many clean sheets. And 7 of the last 8 you mentioned have hit both to score and over 2.5 goals. City have conceded in 4 of their last 5, even conceded against Exeter. So I don't fancy either team for a clean sheet, and therefore the BTTS and over 2.5 was the pick for me. 4-5, team ride.
Didn't think I need that tonight, but there you go. Michael Roberts is here. Michael, welcome along. Harry, Danny Midler has just pointed out that we've got an entrant for the worst show pick ever. I don't think Harry, who is here tonight, was present when we officially voted his pick in that Finnish second division game when he told us to take the goals and it finished 0-0. That pick was voted by everyone. There was thousands of entries.
What was the line? It was like over 6.5 or something like that.
Yeah. It was over 6.5, finished 0-0. So that pick was voted by everybody, Harry, in your absence, as the worst ever pick on the show. But Danny did point out that Lee told everyone to get stuck into Millwall at the weekend in that game that Burnley won 5-1. So I don't know. I mean, is that worse, or do we still think Harry's usurps it?
I don't know. We had a couple of stinkers as well recently, haven't we?
Yeah, but it's all right because we can just pass it on to Harry and he's got no right to reply, so it's fine. Yeah, it's still you, Harry. Fefwef points out LDU Keto was a good one. I think that's what started it off, actually. That's what started the discussion when I took LDU Keto plus 2.5 or something, and they got me to 1,000-0. So that's what started the discussion, and the vote landed on Harry. So it's still you, Harry. That's the good news. Chelsea were drawn away at Hull City in the FA Cup tonight, which is Liam Rossini going back to Hull. That's exciting, isn't it? But there you go. He looks good for a David Brent quote so far, just Rossini. Interesting to see what he does. Underdog is your home for pick-em entries. You can win up to 5,000 times your money. Underdog is bringing the playoff magic all playoffs long. Every playoff weekend, who wrote this? Every playoff weekend, open the Underdog app to see what promos are waiting for you. Don't read that yellow bit. Underdog has a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $75 in bonus funds. Sign up with the code PLGP. And Rhythm has crushed NFL this season, especially on props. Last season, they were even better in playoffs. 22-12 on reception props, 6-1 on pass and touchdowns. Brackets, wow. 9-4 on rushing yards, 2-0 on INT props, 21-13 on rushing attempts. Super easy to sign up. Run predictions off the house model or make your own and play with the sliders. Get in. If you're looking to go premium, use the promo code SGPN25. Download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, use the promo code SGPN25. Okay.
Brackets. Wow.
Wow, yeah.
I
That's
like
what it says.
the brackets bit.
Yeah, well, the word playoffs and the word new was repeated repeatedly. What's happening? Wednesday, Chelsea take on Arsenal. Been a little bit of line move. Not worth reporting, the line movement. Chelsea have drifted 20th of a point. Chelsea are 23 to 10 plus 230. The draw is 12 to 5 plus 240. And Arsenal are 6 to 5 favourites plus 120 pass.
Yeah, this one I found a bit easier initially. I got to a pick quite quickly, but then I started doubting myself and finding reasons why I shouldn't take that pick. And then eventually I just come back around and thought, fuck it, I'll go with my initial thought. So I immediately thought I wanted to be on the Arsenal side of things. They aren't losing games. Chelsea aren't winning games. That's the simple form line here. Chelsea have now just got, in the league, Chelsea have won 1 of their last 9. It's relegation form, that. They've conceded twice in 4 of the last 5 games. They did pick up a win against Charlton at the weekend, but still couldn't pick up a clean sheet, conceding there. So I was drawn to Arsenal, and Arsenal goals in particular was the pick I was looking at. Over 1.5 team total for Arsenal is 11 to 10. And although Arsenal did blank against Liverpool last week, they scored 9 in the previous 3 games. So covered that team total in each of those 3. Getting back to full strength, I think you've got to be on Arsenal here. The concern, though, is Arsenal's approach occasionally. In these bigger games against bigger teams, they can be a bit cautious and a bit negative. That said, Chelsea aren't in any kind of form that Arsenal should need to be cautious or take that sort of approach in this game. The other possibility, of course, is, we are in a 2-legged tie where Arsenal could just try and come out of this one unscathed, take them back to the Emirates where that, form is rock solid and get it done there. But I'm taking Arsenal to get it done in the first leg. And Chelsea are conceding enough. Arsenal are scoring enough. Arsenal team total over 1.5 at 11 to 10.
I don't know if you saw the Arsenal Super Boost yesterday, the game at Portsmouth. All-time fucking loser. There was a lot of people bleating about this. It was Arsenal to score twice, Arsenal to have most corners, and Arsenal to have most shots on target. And obviously, Arsenal won the game 4-1, was it? I think Martinelli hat-trick.
Did they have one corner?
No, Portsmouth had 5 shots on target to Arsenal's 4.
Wow.
Because the own goal, missed penalty, Gabriel Jesus at the post from half an inch. It was absolutely incredible. There was people absolutely done their conkers on that. Luckily, I don't know why I wasn't involved in that. I must have been mildly distracted by. I was watching Fiorentina in AC Milan at the time. So the big question mark here is what kind and how much influence Rafinha will have on this Chelsea team, especially this quickly. Saturday night means nothing effectively. They went to Charlton and won 5-1. They've played 11 games against teams in the top 11 of the Premier League, and they've won twice. They beat Liverpool 2-1, and they beat Fulham 2-0, and that was the game where Fulham had that goal wrongly disallowed at 0-0. So you just can't back Chelsea. They're not beaten. 2 of 11. It's not enough, and this is the best one of the teams in that top. It's not Sunderland and Brentford and all the other dog shit that they're not beating. 4 wins and 10 at home in the league. So the 9-4 doesn't appeal. Arsenal kind of fell into the trap that we suspect of them against Liverpool of not quite doing enough to win. Although I did also think maybe because they knew Manchester City had drawn with 20 minutes left, they thought, that'll do. We'll take the point and move on. They've only got 1 win in 5 against top 4 teams. The only problem with that is that Chelsea have now buggered off to 8th in the league. But still, Arsenal have only won 4 out of 10 against top half teams. So I think the price is about right. I don't mind Arsenal. I'll not be taking it, but I think it's fair. The league game finished 1-1. And this is the time I did drag those stats out at the top of the show, the 12 and 6 to the unders. So because that kind of appealed to me, I've got the historical unders trend, and it fits with Arsenal on the road against top half teams. A lot of those games have gone under. So under 2.5 is 9 to 10, which is minus 111. I dipped into a prop market, which was the shots, because both teams rank really highly in shots. It's 5th against 3rd in the shot stat. The line is 23.5. Now, if you compare that to 27.5 in the Newcastle match, I think it's off. It's a skew. I don't think there's anything between that. If anything, I would say the Chelsea and Arsenal shots should be at least on a par, if not higher, than the Newcastle-Manchester City game. So over 23.5 shots looks a really good bet at 5-6, minus 120. So there are my plays for them. We got loads of picks in the chat here. Joe Dollar's gone with the corner ladder. Michael Roberts has gone with the card ladder. 8, 6, 6, 5, and 6 cards in the last 5 games. So the line is 4.5. Kai Havertz to receive a card. Should he play? Cucurella's popular. I thought he might be suspended, but he got 1 game, which is so he's missed the FA Cup game. So he's back. So Cucurella, 2 fouls at 12-5, plus 240 with a mark, and Saka is Fef's play. I thought I would dip it, cross into AFCON as well, Baz. Not at length. Just made one pick, really. So the games are both on Wednesday. We're at the semi-final stage. Obviously, all of our big priced plays were dog shit. Congo were unlucky. We were meant to be live there. But this has really gone with form, this tournament. In a way, it kind of shows the progression of African football because there's less nuts things happening. Egypt were the only one who really booked the trend. Egypt beat Ivory Coast as underdogs the other day. So on Wednesday afternoon, Senegal, Egypt. And then Wednesday night, this should be a really good game, Nigeria and Morocco. And that's the game I'm going to have a look at here. And we've got 2 conflicting trends here. One is that Nigeria are absolutely full of goals. The other one is that Morocco haven't conceded any. The Nigeria team total is going to be the play. 5 games in this tournament. They've scored 2, 4, 3, 3, and 2. So they've scored at least 2 goals in every single game, 5 out of 5. Morocco have kept 4 clean sheets, but the standard of opposition they've been playing is considerably lower. And like I say, the better teams in this tournament are clearly the better teams. Morocco have played Cameroon, Tanzania, Zambia, Mali, who did score, and Comoros. Like it's Premier League Championship. You know what I mean? Nigeria are just mustard going forward. Osimhen's been great. Lookman's been great. Adams is another player who looks really lively. So the team total is 5-2. I just thought it was fucking a huge price. Like Nigeria scored twice with all those players. Or a little safety net, and I love this as well. Over 3.5 shots on target for Nigeria was 11-10. Thought that was a big old price. And the goalkeeper saves for the Moroccan keeper is not priced up yet. That would be another angle. So they were all kind of related. Just have a look and see what you think. The team total, shots on target, or the goalkeeper saves. Joe wants Mo Salah's just he scored the 3rd goal for Egypt again the other day, boiling my piss, even 2 continents away. So Salah to score in Senegal money line is for Joe. And I think, Barry, we've just about done it. Oh, I'll tell you what we haven't done. Holy fucking mackerel. Did she do it? Do you know what? She's so lazy. Honestly, my daughter. I don't know where she gets it from, but you said the other day, and she sent me all the cards individually on a WhatsApp. So I asked her to do that, and she said she'd done it. We then played, and afterwards, when we finished doing this, you said, "Can you ask her to do that?" And I said, "I fucking asked her." She said she'd done it. So I shouted her down, said, "Did you?" She went, No. I took one big photo and sent them all on that. And I was like, "That's not what I asked you to do, and that's not what you said." Like, honestly, born idle, that child. It's her birthday on Sunday, Baz. I don't want to ruin all Thursday's chat, actually, but she's 16 on Sunday. And has provided me with a list of things that all cost £170 to buy. So, yeah, hopefully we have some winners this week. I tell you what, Barry, there is not long left in kickoff at all. This second half has been dog shit. It's just sort of frittered away this second half. I got a goal back early, and then really absolutely nothing's happened. I haven't been able to force anything, you had one shot on target, I think. The ball is in A9, Barry, after last week. You kicked it forward 5. I kicked it back 5. I'd say we're in the 81st minute now, Baz. I need a goal to take into extra time, which will absolutely delight the audience. So what are you going to do, Baz?
You're going to love this move. Classic.
Oh.
I'm holding what I've got here, Malcolm. I'll take it two to the right.
The right, as in towards the touchline?
Towards the touchline. And then 7 down, right into the corner.
Fucking hell. 5, 6, 7. So you put the ball right down, just outside the D in the corner. Absolute world of pain here. I can't do anything. The furthest I can advance the ball is 4 squares. I mean, that's no fucking use to me. I need to keep it in the middle of the pitch. This is a risk. Oh, actually. Right, hang on. I'm going to play this weird one, Baz. I think that's John Truick, the ex-Oxford United left back from 1987. I'm going to go 5 infield. I'm going to play it out from the back in the style of Ipswich Town last season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going forward 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's right outside my penalty area, dead centre, Baz, in square number E6. That's E6. Frank wants to know the score. It's 2-1 to Baz. Hey?
Dangerous move, that, isn't it?
Mate, I'm 2-1 down. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking get Harry Maguire up front territory, is what it is. Francis, you should be keeping track of this in the style of a chess grandmaster game like everybody else's, but we'll let you off. Right, okay. E6, Barry. Not long to go. It's time you players will be going down cramping up and stuff like that, won't they? That's all the modern thing. Have you anything, Barry, you want to tell the people about before we let them go?
No, I've had a quiet weekend, really. Not a lot new. All football was cancelled because of frozen stuff. I did complete my Couch to 5K program.
Barry, you're a right fucking bore with all this fitness shit.
I know.
No offense, obviously. I missed out because I was doing that Fiorentina game. I missed Bob's football. Bob did play in what looked out of the window like the worst conditions imaginable, mate. It was absolutely awful. And drew 0-0 with Wallsend. So I was half pleased I didn't have to go out and stand for 2 hours watching fucking Wallsend 0, Newcastle East End 0. I mean, how many under-14s boys teams are playing out 0-0 draws on a Sunday afternoon? Like, Danny wants to know what's for dinner, Baz.
It was a low-carb effort tonight. I had a pork tenderloin. I love a pork tenderloin at the moment.
Oh, mate, yeah, I'm into a pork tenderloin. I was eyeing one up in Sainsbury's last week.
Cheap as out. Nice and juicy, nice and tender, nice and lean. I literally had that with some mushrooms and onions. Fried up a load of mushrooms and onions. And I had some Greek-style seasoning, so a load of, like, lemon flakes, thyme, oregano, all that sort of stuff. So just literally fried it all up, and just that was it. Bit of tender stem broccoli on the side.
Very nice, Barry. Hope you enjoyed that, Danny. Harry pointing out that the Finnish league players would have been proud of Bob's 0-0 against Wallsend. Right, I think that's it then, Baz. Premier League back at the weekend. It's absolutely non-stop in it. And then there's Champions League next week as well. Is there any good Premier League games this weekend?
I'm just loading it up now. We haven't got a Friday night game. Man United, Man City is the lunchtime game. Would probably be seen as the highlight. Beyond that, it's fairly middling set of fixtures, really.
It's very much a middling set of fixtures. Luckily, Baz, we've got time to work it out. Right. Cheers, everybody, for joining us. I hope you enjoy the footy over the next couple of nights. Sincerely hope Newcastle can pick up a result and something to take down to the Etihad in a couple of weeks. Thanks, everyone. We appreciate it. Cheers, Baz. Good luck with all your picks. Probably back on Thursday, but like, rate, review, set a reminder and all of that shite. And we will see you down the road. Cheers.